Okay, this is not how we expected our cruise to go.
We're currently on the Discovery Princess, and Typhoon Hai Long has certainly changed our plans.
The winds picked up, the waves got wild, and let's just say those stabilisers, they've been working overtime.
In today's video, we're going to show you how we've survived 8 days at sea.
Confined to the ship, when all we really had to do was eat. Back on dry land.
Been back on dry land for a couple of weeks now.
And here's what we thought of our cruise. We had Super Typhoon Hai Long.
Typhoon Nakri?
Nakri. Some third massive storm up near Russia, plus throw in the Bering Sea. Imagine the deadliest catch on steroids.
We experienced 95 knot or 176 kilometres an hour winds.
And 10-metre waves. That's huge.
It got a bit lumpy at times.
And as the captain said, it was the worst seas he had sailed through in his 36 years as a captain. And if you don't believe me, listen to this.
I share something personal with you. This is the roughest weather I've been in my entire 36 years career. Right, are you ready for some numbers here? They're kind of shocking, but I'm sure you're going to you will be happy to share these numbers with your friends. Highest wind, 95 knots, 110 miles per hour. Waves, 10 meters, 33 feet. Your captain did a nice job so far?
Yes, you did, Captain.
Was it all that bad though? I think we need to tell them the good and the bad.
Yeah, so we'll start off with the bad first. Probably the major thing was you were limited to where you could go on the ship. The outdoor areas really had very limited access.
I didn't actually walk the promenade deck until the day we disembarked because it seemed to be roped off.
Closed off, yeah.
Definitely for the 10 sea days. We had 10 sea days back to back whilst these 3 weather events were coming at us.
Then deck 16, I think it was, above the World Fresh Marketplace. That was always closed off as well. You could access the deck both fore and aft of the World Fresh Marketplace though.
And we did sometimes.
Yeah.
We'll insert some footage for you of us braving the decks, and you'll see that the decks were empty.
It was pretty chilly and wet as well, so not really the best weather to be outside. Another bad point was probably the noise in the cabin.
It was super creaky.
It was all around the door out onto the balcony. It seemed to creak no matter what we did. We opened and closed it and relocked it a number of times without being able to solve why it was creaking so much.
I guess when it's going like this,
Yep.
You're going to get creaks. We've had creaks on ships before. This was super creaky.
Most of the other times we've been able to solve the creaks one way or another, but this time we couldn't.
I got over the problem. I just put earplugs in.
Yeah.
It wasn't the end of the world.
Didn't bother me so much that I couldn't sleep.
It was rocky. Even in bed. There was one particular night, like most nights you were rocking, one particular night where you were rocking. I got up to go to the toilet in the middle of the night, and no lie, I think I was like this trying to walk to the toilet.
It was definitely rocky. Not to the point though where you couldn't get around the ship. If you've got normal mobility, it was fine. You would be walking from side to side along the corridors though, but not that you were getting thrown around.
You just had to do this as you were walking.
It's like you're walking home drunk.
Well, there were some people that were walking.
Yeah.
home drunk. I guess it gave you a little bit of extra exercise trying to use your hands and your feet at the same time.
And you probably had to do more steps than normal.
Some of us felt a little queasy with all the rocking and rolling.
Personally, it didn't affect me. I have been on ships before where I've had to take seasick tablets, but not this time. I wasn't that affected by it. Yourself?
I only had one day where I took a seasick tablet because I was feeling a little queasy with all the rocking. Family member we were travelling with ended up spending a day in bed feeling that unwell.
Another thing is we had 10 sea days in a row.
Well, calendar-wise it was 11, but we crossed the international date line, so we lost a day.
Yep.
The 8th of October just
Disappeared.
So
Yeah.
10 sea days in a row. We've put this in the bad, more so because we couldn't get out and do as much as we would have wanted. But booking the cruise, you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a major issue. It just would have been nice to have a little bit more outdoor space. Because so many of the outdoor spaces were closed, the indoor spaces were a lot busier.
More. And probably the last bad thing, we booked a balcony for this cruise, especially for the sightseeing. We never really got to use it. We braved the weather when we were in Glacier Bay to look at the glaciers, but the weather there was fairly atrocious with rain and wind, and that was really the only time we got to use the balcony.
We definitely didn't use it on the sea crossing from Whittier to Tokyo because of the weather. What about the good? Because there was good.
You're on a cruise.
Any cruise is better than no cruise. Imagine you had these two options: being at work or being on a cruise, being fed, having your room done, getting to meet amazing people, and not having to work.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, we'll take a cruise every day of the week, bad weather or not. Next good thing, there are always plenty of activities to do on a cruise ship.
Even when it's rocking and rolling
Yeah.
and the weather's pretty bad, there was still lots of things you could go and do.
From first thing in the morning, whether it be your Tai Chi or your Zumba or your dancing, all the way through to last thing at night, finishing off those last few drinks. Or I'm not sure if they had a disco this time. We didn't stay up long enough to know.
We're too old to do that stuff.
Yeah.
But there were lots of things to do. During the day, we still kept busy.
Yep.
We went to morning trivia. I would say I would prefer that the art auction not take up the trivia space, limits the amount of seats. We went to play cards with our family in some of the areas. We listened to music. We went to a few different activities they had going on.
Yeah.
The weather didn't stop us from participating in those things. They just happened to be indoor things.
Another great thing about sea days, you're not in a rush to get out of bed in the morning because you're in port and you need to get off the ship real quick. You can just laze around and take your time.
Which is very nice and relaxing. And with the rocky weather, it was a little bit easier to stay in bed that little bit more. One of the great things that happened on this cruise, it snowed.
It did.
Imagine it, in the middle of hectic, crazy weather, we look out the window and it's snowing.
And that was a first for some of our family members on the cruise to actually see snow.
We've seen snow on a cruise. We've done Alaska cruise before. But to see it actually snowing in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of nowhere, truly
Really?
bizarre.
Yeah.
So that was a real positive for us.
We got to spend plenty of time with the family, so that was the whole reason for doing this cruise, was to celebrate Tanya's mum's 80th birthday.
And I think the bad weather caused us to go and play cards a little bit more often. But the bad weather meant that we went to lunch together every day rather than dispersing to different areas and doing different things. And who can say they've had 3 weather events in one cruise? Who can say that they've experienced the adventure of 2 typhoons, one a super typhoon, some form of a storm, all in one cruise?
I think
Not that bad.
we've managed 2 storms before in one cruise, but we topped it off with 3 this time. It was fun.
We might get 4 next time. Jinx. Just for a bit of fun, Mother Nature threw in a 4th weather event, the most amazing experience, the Northern Lights, and not only once, but 3 nights in a row.
Previously done a repositioning cruise across the North Pacific, but last time we did Japan to Alaska. This time it was Alaska to Japan. So we were well aware of the rough seas we would probably experience in the Bering Sea.
We knew what we were in for.
And knowing that, it didn't put us off considering this cruise for our family break.
And it's definitely a cruise that I would do again without hesitation.
Definitely. Either way, whether it be Japan to Alaska or Alaska to Japan.
One of the things that we did want to share is how amazing our Captain
Ruggiero.
He has a very sexy Italian accent, I just might say.
Now, over the past few hours, Typhoon Halong has gained further strength and is now considered to be a super typhoon.
He was amazing. He kept us updated all through the cruise as the weather was turning bad. He kept us updated when the second typhoon was heading towards a direction as well.
With waves up to 19 feet or 6 meters, which may further increase the vessel movement.
He kept us updated on that. He made sure we were safe.
Really had no concerns about it. Like, there was no time that I felt unsafe or thought, oh, we're never going to make this one. So was our repositioning cruise that bad we would not do it again?
Not a chance.
No.
It was great. We had a ball.
We've definitely had rougher weather on cruise ships, albeit for a shorter period of time.
We have had a cruise where our son was with us and laying on the bed, and he went up and down and up and down, and we could hear him banging on the bed. So this really wasn't that bad.
Our wrap up from this: if you're considering going on a cruise and it's a repositioning cruise across the North Pacific and you're worried that there might be some rough weather, there probably will be, but my suggestion is give it a try.
Pack some seasick tablets, you'll be right.
You will.
If you've liked this video, please don't forget to give it a like. And if you want to see what we did in each of the 3 ports that we visited in our 16-day cruise, which was Ketchikan, Juneau and Whittier, subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss them when they come out.
See you next time.
Bye.